All right, let's dive in. If you run a medical practice, you know the front office is, well, it's everything. It's the nerve center. But what happens when that nerve center gets overwhelmed? You know the drill. Missed calls, scheduling mix-ups, a team that's just plain burnt out. It turns from a heart into a major bottleneck. So today, we're going to look at a blueprint that's designed to fix exactly that. I mean, who hasn't had this thought, right? Come on. You know who I'm talking about. You've got that one person at the front desk who's just a total rock star. They're on it, they're efficient, they're great with patients, they never miss a detail, and you just think, man, if I could just clone them and have them here 24/7, every single patient interaction would be perfect. It's the dream, isn't it? Okay, so cloning isn't exactly on the table just yet. But what if there was the next best thing? How do you actually take that level of skill and reliability and, scale it across the entire front office? Well, asking that question is what leads us to a pretty new and exciting kind of solution. And here it is, MedAI. Think of it as a virtual solution. Basically, it's designed to bring the power of automation right where you need it most, to handle all those repetitive, time-sucking tasks at the front desk. So at its core, MedAI is really this blueprint for automating your front office. And let's be super clear about something. This isn't about replacing your amazing team. No way. It's about empowering them. It's about taking all that repetitive stuff off their plate so they can actually focus on what they do best, which is, of course, taking care of your patients. So what exactly are we talking about here? What does this automation blueprint actually cover? Let's break down the specific things MedAI can do to make your workflow a whole lot smoother. Okay, first up, the big one, calls and scheduling. This is, the lifeblood of any practice. And what's really cool here is how it tackles probably the biggest leak in your patient pipeline, missed calls. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single call that goes to voicemail after 5 p.m. is a potential new patient that you might have just lost. MedAI is designed to answer those calls, turning those potential losses into actual booked appointments. And it doesn't stop there. It handles the whole shebang, booking new appointments, rescheduling old ones, and sending out reminders. And that last part, the reminders, that's huge, because we all know how much no-shows can hurt the bottom line. Consistent reminders are a game changer for reducing that. All right, next up is the real nitty-gritty stuff. Refill requests and insurance. Look, these tasks don't just take up time. They demand absolute 100% precision. One tiny mistake can cause a huge headache, right? It could delay patient care or, on the back end, lead to those dreaded claim denials. So the whole idea here is to get it right every single time. The system collects the correct details, routes them for approval the same way every time, and can even verify insurance before the patient even walks in the door. This just cuts down so much on the administrative headaches and financial drag that can really slow a practice down. And finally, let's talk about triage. Just think how much of your team's day is spent answering the same questions over and over again. You know the ones. What are your hours? Where are you located? What's your cancellation policy? MedAI just handles all of that. It takes care of that whole category of questions, which frees up your staff to have more meaningful conversations with patients. But here's the really important part. It knows when something is a real issue. It's not a wall, it's more like a smart filter. When something urgent comes up, it gets routed to the right person on your team, and this is key. It comes with all the context. So your staff isn't jumping in blind. They're ready to go and can solve the problem fast. Okay, I know what some of you are probably thinking right now. This automation stuff sounds cool, but I need to be in control. It's my practice. And you're absolutely right. That is the most important principle here. This is not some black box you have no control over. It's a system that's built to work exactly the way you want it to. And you can really see the difference when you put it side by side. On one hand, you have a typical front desk, right? It's limited, it's 9 to 5, you've got human inconsistency, and let's be honest, burnout is a real thing. But then you look at what MedAI brings to the table. 24/7 availability, it follows your rules perfectly every time, and it's always ready to go. And this really gets to the heart of it. You are the architect here. You're the one defining the rules, you set the guardrails, you design the workflows. You decide what counts as an urgent message that needs to get to a person right away. The system is built to fit your practice, not force your practice to fit the system. And once you set those rules, well, MedAI follows them. Consistently, flawlessly, 24/7. There are no sick days, no I'm having a bad day. Just perfect execution of your blueprint, making sure every single patient interaction is handled just the way you want it to be. So, with all this potential, the big question is, where do you even begin? The good news is, you don't have to figure this out on your own. Let's talk about the next step.
Yeah, this is the real strategic question, isn't it? What parts of your front office are the low-hanging fruit? Where can you get the biggest win the fastest? Maybe your biggest headache is all those after-hours calls, or maybe it's the constant back and forth on prescription refills. The first step is just figuring out where automation will make the biggest splash for you right away.
And that's exactly what a demo is for. It's not just a sales pitch. It's a chance to actually sit down together and map out your specific workflow to really see where automation can make the biggest difference for your particular practice. So let's bring it all back. If you've ever found yourself wishing you could clone that star employee at the front desk, well, this is your chance to build the next best thing. Head over to the website to start mapping out your own automation blueprint and really see how you can transform your front office. Thanks so much for tuning in.